Hello everyone and welcome back to RPGs Uncovered, specifically the supporter-only videos for RPGs Uncovered. If you are here, you are one of our amazing Ko-Fi supporters, and I thank you so much for supporting this show. And for that support, along with other posts that you probably see, you get us talking nonsense for somewhere between 10 minutes and half an hour. So let's get to that, because this was such a good episode. I was chomping at the bits for this episode for 2 weeks. I finally got my groove in, and it certainly did not disappoint. And in fact, this went off even better than I could have imagined, because these people give me just the best presents. So
Presents.
I don't feel I even need to ask this, but I always do. How are we doing, guys? Did you guys have fun? Because I certainly
Yeah.
did.
Oh, much.
100%.
Yeah, this
Alright.
is great.
Excellent. I almost don't want to run down my normal list of questions because I just want to hear what you guys thought. I just want to hear you muse and conspire. And what do you guys got for me? And do you guys have any pressing moments, pressing thoughts, ideas?
At first I was like, oh no, Laura's alone. But then I was like, honestly, good.
Yeah.
As soon as you did that scene with the boys, I was like, no, good. Good not to be there. Good to be away from these two.
Yep.
And then I blew up the building you were in.
That's fine. Laura's going really action hero, which in a way is like it's not very Locus, but at the same time it's very
Mhm.
Laura because she has that very low cowardice,
Mhm.
very high temper. So like, yes, she's going to do action hero shit because she is pissed off, super impatient, and
Mhm.
fears nothing.
So with that particular scene in mind, has anyone picked up on what I'm doing?
One of the monsters is a fire monster that starts fires. Wait! One of the monsters is listening to our brains and is doing the things we want to do.
That's a take.
No, that's not true. The monster would
Well.
have kissed Roman by now, huh?
Well, I will leave you all to continue to mull that over.
Sorry, I'm being a bastard. My
No, I love it.
apologies.
I love it. We're on theme.
So good.
Yeah. What else happened today that you guys wanna talk
I
through?
didn't realize that we turned this game into Monster Hearts halfway through, but like I'm not opposed to it.
Well, we're not physically monsters. But in our hearts, we are.
We're psychologically monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The true monsters were the friends we lost along the way.
Yeah. Okay. I do have a memory time, specific memory time, and that is the Chad will remember this. Roman running away from the fight with the
Yeah.
Yuck Man.
Mm-hmm.
Lion, I loved that. I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
this is how Chad has been operating the whole time, and we haven't called attention to it explicitly, where Chad is just like watching Roman and like, this is the first time that you called him Roman. Don't think I didn't miss it. Like, don't think I
Correct.
missed it.
Yeah.
That's the first time you called him by his name.
Correct. Yeah,
And
it
so
was.
we get to see Chad keeping a tally, which was something that in the early game we didn't really think Chad
Mhm.
was capable of, and I
Mhm.
love that. I really do like that.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I appreciate that. I feel like I'm really happy with the way Chad has turned out so far. Because I do feel like it's following exactly the route I kind of wanted it to, and then some. And it helps that y'all are absolutely amazing and are knocking it out of the park with Roman and Laura, and the chemistry that they all have or lack thereof is phenomenal. And the first two episodes, we saw so many of those tiny little moments where they sort of were breaking a little bit and had to readjust. And Chad's just been Chad the whole way through. And I've been really excited to get to this point and finally be able to kind of really play with that and start to really break that down, because Chad is not best boy.
Chad is not best boy. But like,
No.
this opens up the idea that Chad was actually keeping a tally the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it so
Yeah.
much. 'Cause
Chad
not
pays
only
very
was it-
close attention.
Not only was it a new direction for Chad, but it recontextualized what we had already seen of Chad, and I think that's why it made such a big impression on me.
I also really loved the moment where Chad started to agree with Roman's assessment that Laura was just lying to them about not seeing the fact that the steel bubble was starting to melt. Like that pause, and then like, yeah, bro, of course that's exactly what's going on. I was like, oh, that's delicious.
That's genuinely.
Because it was the perfect balance where like before some of the other moments that come, you're like, okay, maybe he's just, placating Roman the way he does. And then instead, it's like, no, that was a very deliberate choice on Chad's part.
Yeah.
I do want to take this opportunity actually to celebrate our wonderful GM, because Jack, you've done such a phenomenal job of giving us all of these opportunities and all of these moments to play with and to point at each other. You said earlier that you were pointing us and our feelings at each other. The one thing I would say that I kind of want to amend to that statement is I think you've done something even better, which is not pointed at us at each other, allow us to point ourselves at each other. And I think that you've done a fantastic job with that. I think it's been absolutely wonderful. The mixture of the kind of like heavy-handed moments of like, well, clearly that's Laura, even if it's not Laura, versus those really subtle jabs and opportunities for us to pick up and run with it. And I think you've done a masterful job with that.
Thank you. That's what I'm going for. And right back at you guys for taking those subtle moments and running with them, because you guys do such a good job. I poke you with a sharp stick, throw it over to one of you guys, and you go at them. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's see. What else can we talk about in our last few minutes? I do wish we had more time for these, but time is a precious commodity. So let's what's a good question here?
Can I bring
Yeah.
something up?
No, go for it.
I'm really, really, really excited for next episode because I can't wait to see what Roman experiences on the other side of this thing. And it's extra interesting because as I understand it, it closed behind him. Right?
It is in the process of quickly closing.
Okay.
You guys might be able to get through. You guys might be able to keep it open, and we will leave that to next week. But it's gonna be quick.
That's so fun. I'm so excited to see where that goes.
Genuinely do not know. Like, here's the thing. I don't know. Because Laura's fast enough. Laura's fast enough to go in there.
But does she?
Yeah.
But does she? And I genuinely, as of right now, don't know.
And I like playing with that because if she does, A, what does Chad do? And B, how does Chad take that? Because Roman already did this while they're standing out here dealing with giant Octodad.
Yeah. Not only did Roman run away from your protection, away from your bubble, your community, but he straight up left. He dove into the end zone, left you guys out there.
Yeah.
I love it. No, JD, that was the perfect ending to this episode. I had some things I was mulling around, but that last turn with you, JD, that was such a gift for me. With all of the backstory I have written, all the things I have planned, all the moving pieces, that was just so good. And I don't know if you've picked up on any of them, if you know why that is just so good, but it was perfect, and I love it. And thank you.
I was happy to give it to you. I feel like I have some theories, but I'm more interested in seeing how things unfold.
Yeah.
Convince one of these ghosts to jump into the molten steel bubble.
Brilliant. That
Love
was
it.
so good.
Was so
Love
good.
it.
And it was absolutely hideous. And I'm so angry.
I was like, this is the absolute worst thing I could do in this moment, because my mind went, I could push one of the statues in, but that isn't how Roman operates, and they don't look like statues anymore. So what can I do?
Oh,
Ask one of them to sacrifice themselves for me.
Mm-hmm.
You crushed
Mm-hmm.
it. Absolutely crushed it.
So,
Yeah,
so
it was so good.
we've talked a bit about great moments that have stood out. We've talked about how each of you have really done a great job of exemplifying your characters. The question I think I'm going to go for in our last few minutes is what motivated each of your characters this specific session?
Rage.
Laura's just done with it. She's just
Laura's so
fucking done with
fucking
it.
pissed off. So fucking pissed off. And now she's thinking about the goo that she slipped on and she's connecting it to this guy. And now it's like, how fucking dare you?
Mm-hmm.
To me? Excuse me, no. I am an apex predator. You are nothing. Absolutely fucking die. And she's, the other thing I actually wasn't expecting is that, like, when Laura was alone, I was not expecting her to engage in so much absolutely brutal self-talk. But I think that comes from how driven she is. Like, she can't forgive anyone for getting in her way, and that includes herself.
Mm.
Yo,
Yeah.
And so I was,
man, if I don't feel
wait.
called out right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm really bad for that myself. It's probably the most cat thing Laura did. But I was just
It
like,
comes
no,
with the
Laura's,
camera.
yeah, Laura's
Yeah.
rage is
the
so
microphone.
all-encompassing that it includes herself.
Yeah.
She's just enraged right now.
Mm-hmm. Love it. What else we got? Motivation for the bros. The boys.
The boys.
Because I know there's a lot seething in the back of both of you.
I think I have to say, like, my brain keeps wanting to go pride, but I think it's more self-doubt, because it is this question of, if I was brought here for a reason and I can't do this, then what is the point? Like, what does that mean about me?
Oh,
And
can I?
so I think that's where Roman's head is at, is like, I must be here for a reason. I have to be better than those suits who died.
Can I just digress for a second, because we talked a lot about end of episode Roman manipulating the gold guy, but beginning of episode I am the chosen one Roman. What the
Yes,
fuck?
that was
Uh-huh.
awesome.
That was so powerful. It was
Yes.
so deeply fucked up, and I loved it.
It was so and I know I say this in all of our post show game shows, but it's so perfectly Roman. It's so exactly who he is, and I love how well you capture that, JD. That was awesome. That was such a perfect moment of someone losing their shit in the best way.
It's like Christmas. The gifts keep coming.
That's what all of my GMs say to me, and then I end up crying on stream.
It's okay. Roman probably doesn't cry.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yet.
We'll see.
Yet.
Love it. Love it. Lion.
I don't know that Roman cries. That's a human
Dedication.
emotion.
Dedication is what's kept Chad going.
How has dedication influenced your decision to poisonously drug your best friend?
I didn't say dedication to them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, walk me through this.
There is a dedication that Chad has to his very, very simple but important concept of family and community and friends. And there is a line. And on one line of that are the people that he loves and the people that he cares about. And when he says he will go to the ends of the earth for these people, he means it. And on the other side of this line is everybody else. And at the end of the day, without giving away everything, at the end of the day, Chad is just as much of a selfish person as every single other person in this group is. And his dedication at that point is to the continuance of being able to express and emote and enjoy and explore what truly makes him happy, what he values, and what brings him pleasure. And that's what drives him here, is all of these things. And generally, when someone slips from one side to the other, there is a very clear shift in what that dedication means.
Love it.
That's how I see it when I think of what motivates Chad. Really,
Mhm.
it's easy to say the friends you make along the way. It's easy to say confidence or the need to be out of here or to save these people, but it's so much more than that. And for Chad, even that friendship
Mhm.
and even that selflessness and even that protectiveness and supportiveness is all selfish.
The friends you lose along the way are just as important as the friends you make along the way,
Sometimes even more
if not
important.
more. Yeah.
They might have more value once you've lost them.
Yeah.
I just had the most hideous thought is that like it would be if we all make it out of this, it would be very hideous if it was Chad and Laura that ended up best friends.
Mm.
That would be really
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Chad.
Like,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
well, because like Laura is keeping the group together right now pretty much entirely because she's aware that she's not very big.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But as a result, she's engaging in group forward behaviors that Roman isn't in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
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 Yeah.
And that would just be the fucking funniest thing to me.
Which is just also hilarious because Roman does actually have a skill in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
No, but he's
And
not in a
he-
place to do it now.
And he's not in a place to use it, but he really hasn't been for the
Mhm.
most part. Like there have been
Yeah.
moments, but he has just been very driven by like what do I see as important?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've been testing
really,
that. I've been pushing it.
I really like that Roman and Laura seem to be opposite sides of the same coin almost
Yeah.
in a lot of those ways, and you see them bleed through each other a lot of the time. And I think that y'all have done a great job with that too. And on a similar note, I know we're pretty much out of time, so I'll keep it short. But I do want to say it because we've said it, I think, in every post show. So I want to keep that going. Is I deeply appreciate how the things we're all doing are so wonderfully in line with our characters. And even now, maybe the question is still there, but confidently, I will say, Chad still worst person on this group,
Oh,
hands
100%.
down.
Yeah, he sucks so much.
So fucking much.
And I love that we get to see it. Love it.
Oh, we will.
Such a shift between the first two episodes and the last two episodes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's gonna be
I'm
good.
very excited for the finale.
One thing that I really enjoyed actually was having Laura yell at herself over having had a conscience for a minute.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep,
that was
love that.
awesome.
It's like, on one hand, Laura had a conscience. On the other hand, she hates herself for it.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And
Rookie
the best
mistake.
part of it is she went out of her way to convince herself that it was in line with her like vices and virtues when she did it.
Mhm.
Right? It wasn't, oh well, I don't want him getting hurt. It was, well, if he gets hurt, that's going to be a problem for me.
Yep.
But now looking back on it was that moment of, oh no, I shouldn't have fucking sold myself on it. And I
Yep.
loved that. That
Yep.
was
Yeah.
awesome.
Love it. Love it.
It is actually fun to bastard.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm so glad with that decision because I knew as soon as you made it that this exact moment would happen.
Oh yeah.
Kicking yourself for having a conscience. I love it. All right. Well, as much as I would love to keep this conversation going, I know plenty of these people and you guys at home probably have your own evening obligations that you need to get to. So we're gonna call it here. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much, you three here with me for just being the best and giving me the best toys. Thank you
Love
guys for supporting here on Ko-Fi. I hope you enjoy the goodies. I'm gonna be dropping lots of notes. Some I will be able to drop very shortly after this particular episode, but there's gonna be a lot coming after the finale because a lot of these notes all tie together. But you're gonna get 5 different monsters to look at. You're going to get all my little machinations in the background. It's going to be good stuff. So thank you so much for supporting. And if you can, in the future, go check out the Mayhem Meter and help support these amazing people in particularly. That's all we have time for today. Check back next Saturday, 2 p.m. EDT, for our finale of Iron, Coke, and Conscience, our Locus Play demo. Our demo play mini-series for Locus by Cobblepath Games. Thank you so much for watching, and happy time zone. everybody.
Mm.